Maybe that's why we leave Hanako's room without holding hands or making small talk. Maybe that's why it feels as if we're further apart than we've ever been before. This is just like freaking Rin all over again, isn't it? It's like, I feel like we're further apart now. We enter the classroom together, neither of us so much as glancing at each other. Just after we do so, I realize that this may have been a mistake. Shizune lifts her eyebrow at the sight, her suspicions raised. We reach the center aisle between the classroom's desks and look to each other. I'm not quite sure what I should say. Does she want me to address her as a girlfriend? I didn't think our relationship was... Oh, that's why this feels so strange. See you. Okay. I awkwardly hold up a hand as we part and take our seats at our respective desks. I can't even look back to her out of embarrassment. I feel like the gulf between Hanako and I is because of me. Sneaking in from the side, Shizune begins to make her way towards me, but then Mito enters the room, and she goes back. I'm thankful for his arrival being so well timed, drawing Shizune and her questioning away to wait for another time. I wouldn't have been able to answer anyway. I like Hanako, but I've never told her what my feelings for her are. Hanako never said she saw me as anything beyond a friend either, yet despite that, we slept together. It just seems kind of odd, doesn't it? It's like, no, just like, hey, I like you or anything. No, it just kind of like happens without... Well, it's like you said about the relationship. It's like, it just kind of happens without words having to be said. The bell to signal the beginning of lunch rings out. Mito is taken a little off guard. It scams through the lecture being cut off mid-sentence, much to his jargon. For the entirety of the class, his rambling has passed through one ear and out the other as my mind mulls over the question of Hanako. I can't get her out of my mind, and by now I've managed to wind myself up about it. I realize that she never said yes to what we did. She didn't say no either, but would she have been able to? She's extremely submissive at the best of times, and no doubt it took her a gargantuan effort to show me her scarring. I decided to try and... wait. He says that, but then... who supplied that condom then, man? I mean, really now? I mean, did he just so happen to have one with him? Or did she have one there for it? I decided to try and at least make conversation with her. That would be better than the communication that's been the most we managed between each other so far today. How long is this route now? I walk to her desk intending to chat, but she awkwardly blushes and looks down even before I've come up to her. Actually... oh, I take a breath to speak, but find myself lost for words. What in the world should I say to her? Let's see here. So we got that. Save here. Save here. Is there still another scene? Feels weird to go back here, but yeah, there's another scene. I'm not gonna browse over it, because, look, what happens is like, Hisao and Hanako spend the night together. That was the previous scene. So that kind of gave a freaking hint right there, isn't it? So it's like, they spent the night together, guess what happened then? So it's still got another scene after this one then. So maybe not this one part after all. Hearing approaching footsteps, I turn to see Shizune and Misha already making their ways towards us. No doubt with the intent to start asking troublesome things. A couple of other classmates are looking at us and gossiping between themselves as they throw sidelong glances. They must also have noticed Hanako and I coming in together earlier. I open my mouth to reassure Hanako, but she preempts me. I've got to do something! That's kind of nostalgic, in a sort of way. She gets out of her chair and dashes for the door. A couple of books and pens that were on her desk are sent flying to the floor in her rush. Not many people seem to care about this event. I feel look around to see what all the fuss is about, but go back to what they were previously doing soon after. I'm left despairingly looking at the door that Hanako disappeared out of. The idea of running after her passes through my mind, but I'm fairly sure that Hanako can run faster than I can. Besides, what would I say to her once I caught up anyway? Eventually, I simply crouch down and begin picking up the items that had fallen to the ground from her desk. I feel low in every way. Her reduced to this as students pass by me on their way out of the room. I feel a tap on my shoulder. I look up to see Shizune and Misha looking at me, curiosity about the situation written on their faces, mixed with a slightly apologetic look at the idea that they were partially responsible for what just happened. Hey Chan, if we can help at all. I just shake my head. This isn't a matter for them, and from Jine's expression and the tone of Misha's voice, I think they know the same thing. Shizune acknowledges my response and gives a solemn bow before making her way out of the room. Misha soon follows her out, obediently following her role as Shizune's shadow. I pick myself up, books and pens in hand, and place them inside Hanako's desk. With the classroom now empty, I end up just leaning against her desk and thinking to myself in silence. It feels like there's a complete emotional disconnect between Hanako and I. We haven't known each other for all that long, and despite wanting to start going out with her, I really don't know that much about how Hanako views things. I've been studying as hard as I can for exams, but I still don't feel like I have any real sense of direction behind it. I tried to be a friend to Hanako, even if I couldn't tell her my feelings, and all we've done is drive each other apart. I couldn't even write a letter back to the one girl who ever loved me, Hanako. What should I do? What can I do? I simply don't know the answer to either of those questions. I do know that nobody else can help me with them. Just going back to the way things were would be enough to make me happy, but I know that it can never happen. Something changed between us last night. Maybe it changed beforehand and it just came to a head then. I know that there's a wall that Hanako has between me and her. I've been hitting that wall every time I've tried to interact with her on any level. But now I'm beginning to think that I have my own wall between us just as much as she does. She had to practically drag my past out of me, and mine was much less traumatic than hers. I won't say it's because I haven't had long to adjust since my heart attack, but I know full well that it would just be an excuse. One time I can recall when it really felt like she was opening up to me of her own accord, when we were playing billiards in the city. Or wherever, I was the one who stopped her from going further. I want to know Hanako better. I want to save our friendship, if not begin a real relationship with her. My mind begins to tick as I sit against her desk, thinking to myself in the empty classroom that we spent so much time in together. I have to talk to Hanako. What the freaking hell was with that transition there? I pace around in the park, feelings of anxiety rolling over me. Every so often I reach into my pocket to take out my phone, so each and every time I hesitate and end up slipping it back in. If this were any normal situation, I wouldn't be cutting classes. Unfortunately, it isn't, and so I find myself in the town below the school at 2 in the afternoon. Ever since I met Hanako, I've been the one to initiate everything between us. The one that started conversations, went to her wherever she was, and suggested what we should do. Today, this once, I don't want to be the only one doing that. Shouldn't I say today for once, or something, not this once? This one sounds odd, I know. My hand dives into my pocket once more. This time, I quickly navigate to the texting menu before I have a chance to change my mind again. Hanako, if you want to talk, I'll be at the park in town for a while. Fighting a last measure of doubt, I thumb in my message to Hanako and press the button to send it. And now, I wait. My part in this has been fulfilled. What needs to happen now is for Hanako to make the decision. It would be meaningless for me to drag her here. She needs to decide for herself whether she wants to meet me. The apple juice from the vending machine tastes awfully bitter as I swill it down. I grip on the can as cause it to dent slightly in the middle. I shouldn't be this tense, but it's probably inevitable. Hanako is dear to me. What happened in the last couple of days has put a lot of pressure on both of us. The idea of losing all the progress we've made in coming closer to one another and losing our friendship as a whole is deeply unsettling. But even then, I still don't really know how close we are. We may have had sex, but before that, all I knew as to be was friends. Maybe we are more than that, but if so, I never realized it. Maybe that's why I feel so uneasy right now. I don't understand Hanako, despite all the time we spent together. Minutes are ticking by, and I still have no idea where she'll show up.
Sal?
I pause for a moment, almost not believing that I'm hearing the voice I'm hearing. I drop the can and stand up with stops. Hanako. We look at each other for a few seconds before Hanako becomes too embarrassed to maintain eye contact and begins to nervously fiddle with the roughly cut lock of hair covering the side of her face. When I went to see Hanako in her room by herself after a breakdown, I had no idea what to say. That was fine then. All I wanted was each other's presence. Now, though, I feel like I need to talk to her directly. I want to break down this wall between us before it forces us apart for good. Hanako, what we did last night, how should I interpret that? Hanako stops playing with her hair and looks at me, her head cast slightly downwards. She looks ashamed, which is probably a good mirror of how I would look now if I weren't so concerned.
I thought you might eventually go away if I was only someone you needed to protect. I thought that if I let you do that, you might see me as someone more than that.
My first reaction is disbelief, but I did do it with her after all. I had plenty of opportunities where I could have stopped things, stepped back and questioned what we were doing. In the end, though, I didn't. A horrible feeling rises in the pit of my stomach. She offered herself to me because of what she thought I wanted, and now it feels like I took advantage of her. She may have been willing, but only under false premises. I've never been good at hiding my emotions from physically showing, and now is no different. Hanako looks down once more, a strange mixture of depression, regret, and sickness written in her face. Thick silence hangs in the air, save for the breeze blowing through the trees around us.
I knew you could look at me that way.
Hanako's words are said in little more than a whisper, seemingly directed just as much to herself as to me. In what way? What do you mean?
All I ever was to you was a useless person, just someone to protect someone like a child. I wanted to be more than that, but after so long I got used to it.
The tone of her voice is unlike any I've heard her use before. She sounds disgusted, not at me, but at herself.
After I came out of my room, I saw that you had started drifting away. I felt like I was going to lose you because you wanted somebody you could have a kind of relationship with. You were more quiet in school than before, and you were getting on so well with Yuko, I thought I might lose you.
I thought I was bored of her because I wanted a romantic relationship. But friends, right? I wouldn't just abandon you like that, even if what you're saying was true.
Friendship is something I thought I'd given up on. I stopped believing in ours for what happened after the accident. Before the accident happened, I got on well with people when I was children. I didn't have many friends. I didn't mind, because I treasured the ones I had. Afterwards, though, I was called names by the L's and T's a lot. It hurt, really deeply. The teachers tried to help, but they couldn't do much. Even many of them recalled just stuff inside of me. None of those called me names and teased me, were the ones that thought I were were the ones that I thought were my closest friends. You screwed up the freaking sad moment, you asshole! From then on, I believed that it didn't matter if nobody else acknowledges me. All my existence ever did was make people trouble, after all. It was easier if I just didn't exist. Especially in Lilly and then you. I tried, but I couldn't make myself think that way again.
All that time, she didn't trust me. She thought, just like everyone else in her life had, that she was worthless, someone to throw away once I got bored of being with her. That hurts. That's the one kind of person I never, ever wanted to be seen as, because I know better than most just how horrible it feels to be thrown away by those who I thought liked me. She's cracking from the memories she's bringing up. I feel useless, completely unable to console her. In a strange way, though, I'm almost thankful that she's allowing me to know this. The wall between us is going away, even if it hurts so badly to bring it down. Hanako, if you just told me.
Was I wrong?
Of course she wasn't. Hanako wasn't wrong. It's difficult to force myself to admit this, but no trying to deny it is pointless. To me and to Lilly, she was someone we tried to protect. She had become to me what I had become to my friends after my heart attack, a broken person. I liked her, possibly even loved her. I never acted on that precisely because I thought she was so fragile. I mean, I don't look at you that way now. I got worried about you after what happened to you in class, and I thought I should try to protect you. When you locked yourself in your room, though, I got afraid. I thought you were rejecting me, and it forced me to think a lot about different beings.
I wasn't rejecting you.
She blurts it out with almost scared tone to her voice, taking me off guard. She quickly becomes embarrassed by her outburst, before clenching her fists and working through what she wants to say in her mind.
I wouldn't even do that. Not to you. Even though I was scared, even though I tried to push you away, I still tried to get close to you. I locked myself away because it was just a burden to you, to Lilly, to everyone. Every birthday was the same. Everyone doing their best to pretend that I mattered. Everyone pretending everything was alright for that one day of the year. I didn't want to exist, but they wouldn't let me. Even after meeting Lilly, everything was the same. I was as useless as I'd always been, unable to do anything for her, or for myself. I didn't want to be the same way to you.
Lilly and I were completely wrong. From what she said, everything we did for her, it would have only made her feel worse. Even what little I thought I had right about her was a complete misjudgment. After you locked yourself in your room, I decided to try to work out my past as well, sort out my future. Didn't know how to deal with things I had lost by coming to Yamaku, was trying to sort them out myself. I thought it would help us become better friends, if I did that. Silence hangs in the air again. I try to keep looking at her, but I can't. I feel really low, and though I want to apologize, I don't know how I possibly could. I hear her take a deep breath and only look back to her after hearing her drop to the ground. I'm remembering this CG now. The sound of her crying breaks my heart. I know I'm responsible for this, and I know that I can't do anything to help her. If Hanako feels ashamed, then I feel all the more so. I rush to her as tears continue to roll down her cheeks, unabated. Wrapping my arms around her, I don't care about how I must look anymore. I just want to be close to her right now.
I'm sorry, Hisao. It's the berry thing.
It's fine, everything's fine. I'm the one that should be sorry. I was meddling around behind your backs, and I never told you anything. I can feel my grip tightening on Hanako as my vision blurs. I can't be bold trying to hold back now. I have to force my words out as a lump begins to stick in my throat. To tell you the truth, Hanako, I was scared. For the first time since my heart attack, I was really scared.
How?
I lost so much when I came to Mako. I was depending on you more than I ever thought I could. Even now, I still have that hole inside me. To lose my entire life and everyone I know. I thought of losing you as well.
I'm just so useless.
You're my friend, Hanako. You're more than that. I love you, Hanako. I love you so much that the thought of losing you frightened me so much. This is bad. I'm really letting all of this out. I can't bring myself to look at her face right now.
Sorry, Sal. I can't help feeling a bit happy for so long. That's why I wanted here.
The last of the floodgates breaks. The sound of her crying, raising the air as her body jerks against mine. We hold each other tightly, connected more closely than ever in our shared grief and our shared happiness. I don't know how things are going to be like after this. Right now, though, I don't care. No other person in the world that either of us could possibly share these memories and emotions with. Nobody. After dropping the dirty can into a bin next to the bench, I take a seat beside Hanako. A bird chirps, and she puts away the handkerchief I gave her to clean herself up, which hasn't helped much. You know, well, yeah, some people do, don't they? They just go everywhere. It's like, yeah, have a handkerchief or something like that. You know, you never know. I should really do the same. It's that time of year, man. I got hay fever. It's just like, Then again, I doubt I look much more presentable. Even now, I feel emptied and a bit embarrassed after letting my emotions out in public like that. Not a bad sensation, though. I think Hanako feels the same way, too. Have you calmed down a bit?
Yes, thank you.
For a while, we just sit and take our time before talking again to one another. We both need a little time to collect ourselves.
weather is nice at this time of year.
Yeah, it is. I close my eyes for a moment, relishing the feeling of the sun's heat and the cool breeze against my face. The weather really is nice today. Really, really nice. You know, I don't really want to go back to classes right now, do you? She shakes her head as she finishes wiping her eyes with her cuff. The small smile she gives is nice, and it's a reminder of how earnest it can be. Smiling for other people might be a completely normal everyday thing. For Hanako, though, she smiles so rarely and so sincerely that each and every time she does it, I feel a sense of relief and happiness. You know, honestly, I'm bad with that as well, you know, smiling. And it always bugs me because, like, I tend to, like, always keep, like, a stoic kind of look on my face. Not show much emotion. So whenever I do show emotion, there's always someone has to point it out. And it's like, someone just be like, hey, what are you grinning for? It's like, I wouldn't even realize because I'm just crap with my own emotions in that way.
I'm sorry for everything.
It's okay, I think we both have a bit to be sorry for.
I know that I'm too shy. I know you want me to be. I don't think I can.
You can change, Hanako. I know that because even in the time I've known you, you've already changed. To be honest, just being able to sit here and talk to you like this means that you've changed a lot since we first met. Yeah, he's saying that, it's like, oh, you can be perfectly 100% sociable. Well, I suppose that's kind of like the thing, you know? It's like, okay, so you'll be able to deal with that, but it doesn't freaking mean you'll just be comfortable around everyone suddenly. It doesn't work that way.
But I can't be like that for anyone else. I don't have any plans for after school ends either.
Hanako's confidence begins to slide down again, but I think that now I can finally talk to her as an equal. I can do it because I know that we're just the same in so many ways. Except the social thing there. Just like Hisao talks to everyone easily. He's a pretty sociable type of person. Hanako, no. Definitely not. Just give yourself time and I think you'll be able to achieve what you want. No, I'm sure that you'll be able to do it. And see you being trying. I have faith in you. And you can depend on me if you feel like you need someone to support you, you know?
But I can't ask that of you.
It's the way I read these lines sometimes. You can, because that's exactly what I'm asking of you. I'm going for the same thing, you know. It's called love. Hanako smiles before I get off the bench and dust myself off. She does the same in short measure. I'm kinda hungry. Wanna grab something to eat? She nods vigorously, the way she's smiling, the way she's acting, even just the general air she gives off. I feel as if this is the first time I've seen her generally happy. We both make our way onto the street, walking beside each other.
Hisao?
Yeah?
I think I don't really understand you.
I don't think I understand you either. I believe that's fine, though. There's not a single hint of despair in our voices. Not understanding each other is only natural. The walls we set up between ourselves couldn't possibly be broken down in a single day. Well, the wall has been being chipped at this whole damn time, though, so it's been more than a single day. But that's fine, as long as we take it day by day and try to understand one another. I think everything will be fine. As we walk down the street, though, Hanako's eyes stick to my face and back to the street repeatedly. Is something on your mind? Yo. What was that? Yo. What the freaking hell? That has a bit of an accent to it. What the hell? You look restless. She slows before stopping completely. When I turn to meet her, she takes a long, deep breath, looking at my face intently. This expression, I saw it once before on her face, just once when I accidentally surprised her in her room.
I think I have something I need to give you.
What is it? You don't need to be evasive about it.
I wanted to give you this for a long time, but now that I need to, it's too embarrassing.
Don't worry, I'll accept it, whatever it is. I know what it is. She gives a straight, bashful smile before taking my shoulder in her hand.
Then please accept my first gift to yourself.
Hanako? It's a kiss! Of course, the way kisses get drawn off time kind of look a bit odd. those reactions of everyone else in the background though. Just one of them was like, yeah, nice, good on you. And the other ones were like, what? Let's actually pay attention to the side here. Let's see the artwork. How did she originally look before? That's a different one, different expression there. Different clothing, actually. Yeah. I think that's different clothes to the one she actually wears. Ah, that face. Different. It's like, I wonder, was it all the same artist and they're just going through variations of it, or is it different artists drawing her there? Because it really could look like it'd be either way, really. You know, at some point maybe I'll try drawing some of the characters from Katawa Shoujo here. I haven't done any drawing in freaking God knows how long. I mean, the freaking closest to drawing I've done recently is a drawing of Swalot, you know, the Pokemon. And it was like in a digital kind of way, you know, digital art. Used software called Manga Studio, I think it's called. And yeah. So I haven't actually done any proper drawing in ages though. How for time? I mean, I know we just completed a route, but how for time anyway? 1 hour time. So actually, let's see. 67%. So that was the last scene then. Adulthood. The end of 2 children, the beginning of 2 adults. The event of the bear's night way and on his house. So we got all of the ones from Emi, Hanako, and Rin's routes. So now it just leaves Lilly and Shizune's routes, because we also did Kenji's route. Well, if you could call it that. But you know what, I just know it, man. I just know it's gonna be like, I'll just be like, okay, back and forth, Lilly or Shizune, and it'll be like, Lilly. It's like, yeah, that's fitting, because it was like, you know, Emi, then Rin's route, and then Hanako and Lily's route. It fits all together, right? But I've heard Lily's route is one of the best routes. I want to save that for last, preferably. I mean, nothing personal, Shizune, but Lily's route sounds like it's apparently better than yours. I think. I don't know, I've never played Lily's route, I've only played briefly through a bit of Shizune's route. We'll see in the next part, I suppose, for that. So whose route will be next? Shizune or Lilly? Find out next time. So, actually, let's talk about the route a bit. So, this is the first route that I got back in the day when I originally played Katawa Shoujo. And, I remember it hit me quite a bit in what we call the fields. It's just like... But this time around, it felt like it was kind of not quite as, like, impactful as it was the first time. But I imagine it's because I kind of relate to Hanako because of the whole, you know, no good with people and all that, and just... But there's more going on with her than that. But also with the whole fire thing, like, years ago I remember some bastards set fire to my family's garden. I didn't catch anything else on fire, but it's a memory that's lived with me to this day. It's kind of like a mental scar in a way, rather than a physical one like it was for Hanako. Well, both mental and physical for Hanako, wasn't it? I mean, everything turned out alright and all that, but it left a permanent impression on me. One that is, you know, like how people like have like certain types of crimes that they absolutely despise. You can see whether that's going then, isn't it? It's like, I fucking hate arsonists. They're arsists. I don't know, I was trying to go for an insult using, you know, arse, but freaking fell over that, didn't it? But anyways, that route was alright. Just like, that route was alright. It's like, these are all actually the only routes I've actually played through as well. Like, Wait, actually. Yeah, other than Kenji's ending, I've pretty much played through Emi's, Rin's, and Hanako's routes prior to, you know, LPing. I played them ages ago. But Shizune and Lilly, that's complete alien territory right there. I have no idea what to expect. But yeah, out of the three, I'd say Hanako's route was the better one. Followed by Rin's, then Emi's. I mean, Emi's was alright and all that, but I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe... I don't know. As far as sad endings go, Rin takes the cake so far because her ending, neutral ending, was just downright depressing. While Emi's one, I can't even remember Emi's bad and neutral endings. I just remember she was all like, kind of pissy at Hisao, just like, you know what, Hisao? Piss off then. Go away. And Rin, actually they were all like that in Bad Endings, weren't they? Like, Hanako was like, get out of my room! Piss off! But with Hanako it was a lot more surprising and impactful. Rin was more of a, like, kind of just like... slightly angered. I mean, she doesn't really have that full-on anger going on, but whatever. Anyways, I guess I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.